This is Aurora from my new channel, Aurora Talks, and I wanted to make this little video as an intro to kind of talk about what exactly I'm doing. And what the oh my god, what the fuck is that? God damn. And kind of talk about, what this channel is about and what I'm going to be doing. Primarily, this channel I wanted to be like kind of like a video diary. I guess more audio diary. 4, 5. Because 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Because, I think it'd be fun to talk about my experiences and also maybe give some advice. Just a maybe. Because something I've seen a lot in these like online spaces. There's just been a lot of negativity, like a lot of negativity, and I kind of wanna bring some positivity, fight back against that a bit, and also give some advice because I think I have some. Not to be a little pretentious. Oh my god, level 100. Holy fuck. Alright. Didn't really think that through. I think I have some good advice that could help some people, right? And I kind of want to start off today with talking about a topic. Talking about a topic and giving my thoughts and advice on it. I think I would like to talk about relationships first. Specifically speaking, romantic relationships, because we tend to think as like relationship as romantics by default, but like they can really refer to anything. They can be romantic, friendship, mentor, parental relationships. It's a broad term, so I want to specify. Um, but because I've noticed that a lot of my peers, kind of struggle with it. Plus the rise of like incels and all this other schmaggle-bobble and doodads and just kind of assholes. A lot of assholes. You know, like a substantial amount of assholes. Um, I've noticed, right? And I kind of want to talk about my experiences. Maybe my advice can help you not be an asshole, or maybe show you some stuff. I don't know. Just like bring some positivity. Because me personally, right? I like to consider myself a bit more of a shy guy. Not the Mario one. I'm very timid. A bit of a fucking nerd. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't tell. I am so bad at like looking at these dark textures. Hold on. I'm making some dark oak plants so I can fucking count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, good. Sorry, y'all. I'm really shit at counting, can you tell? I'm really shit at counting. Um, then moving on. Like I was kind of chatting about a little earlier. Oh my god, these fucking blazes don't leave me alone. So, let's say you're looking for a romantic relationship, right? Like me personally. Oh god, I completely lost track there. I'm so sorry, guys. I lost my train of thought there so badly. Yeah, I remember what I was talking about. So, let's say you're looking for a romantic relationship, right? Now, me personally, despite being a rather timid and a bit of a fucking nerd, let's be real, right? Have somehow successfully managed to get into, I think, 4 relationships, 2 of which were long term. How long term? About, I want to say, well, my first long term relationship was for 5 years. Kinda ended really badly, because let's just say my partner was a little fucking cuckoo. Little cuckoo. Right now, I'm in a long term relationship I've been in for about 2 years. She's a lovely woman. I love her so much. She's amazing, by the way. But yeah, And so I kind of want to share how I managed to get that and how I managed to specifically build these long-term relationships. Because that is something else I noticed. A lot of people do like hookups, but I know that a lot of people are searching for that long-term relationship, but are struggling with it. And I think I got some advice that can help with that, since I've been in two long-term relationships. Um, so starting off, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Starting off, right? A very important thing. This is personally one of the more important things, right? Is fucking how is to understand why you want a relationship, right? Because a lot of people want a relationship, but a really important question I don't really see many people asking is why? Like what is, like why do you want it? Do you want it because you think it's expected of you, right? Because that is a thing, Sometimes, society in general right now kind of pushes you in the way of wanting to have a girlfriend. Like it's like you should have a girlfriend, you should have a boyfriend, yada yada, right? The classic nuclear family type shit, right? Like as it is, you look at all like bunch of young media, like in every kids TV, there's like a romantic subplot, right? So is it like something that you want a relationship? Do you want a romantic relationship, or do you just feel like you have to because you're at that quote unquote age where you should be thinking about like making a family or whatever the hell that you think, right? This is a very important detail, right? And I know it doesn't seem that important because it's like, well, does it matter why I want it? Because yeah, it does. Because if you just want one for like the sake of having one, for example, like maybe making your parents happy, right? Then I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it's gonna be that good of a relationship because you're not doing it because you want to. You're doing it because you feel like you have to. And a lot of the times, this leads to people picking like the first option. Like they pick the first option there that's available because they're scared they're not gonna get another chance, and they just kind of want to get it over with. And this almost always leads to an unhappy marriage because you don't really want to be in a relationship with this person. It's just kind of like you feel like this is about your only shot to get in a relationship with this person, right? You and that's obviously very bad. So like, you gotta keep it in mind. And if you do want a relationship, and for like a good reason, it's not just because you feel like you have to, right? Because another thing I want to mention is, it's okay not to have a relationship, right? You don't need to have a romantic partner, right? Like I'm gonna admit, right? Having a bunch of homies can be just as fulfilling, if not more fulfilling, bro. Like, this is gonna sound kind of gay, right? Depending on what you ask, right? But like, you can have a somewhat intimate relationship with your homies. I'm just saying, right? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking your homie for a hug or like, cuddling with the homies. All right, you can cuddle with the homies. I'm just saying you can. All right, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, right? Like, if you're having a shit day, I don't think you shouldn't be able to ask the homie for like a hug, bro. Right? If you're having a movie night and it's cold, just get under a blanket with your homies, bro. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You know, ain't a thing in the world wrong with that. And I'm gonna preach that to the day I die. You know. Yeah, this is gonna suck. Um, this is really gonna be a pain in the ass to build a train. How the fuck am I gonna do that? I feel like that monkey gif, you know, of like, I'm trying to think. It's still steep. How the fuck am I gonna? Okay. Can I make it like turn? It's such an awful placement. You see this shit? I'd like destroy this entire fucking like place, this entire hillside to make way for the train. Like, it's so awful. Let's see if I can make some TNT. Fuck no, I can't. I don't have the sand, and I can't use red sand apparently. Uh, but yeah, you can ask the homies for help. Like it's okay not to have a relationship, a romantic one, right? Like sometimes you just want to marry your bro for legal reasons, for tax reasons, right? Because dude, I've seen those tax benefits, bro, and you know what? I'd marry my homie for those, bro. Like, jeez Louise, you know how much money you can save, bro? Like, it's crazy, man. I'm telling you, right? Holy hell! And you know, I don't think I think it should be more like liberty. You know, a homie, like having a homie you want to spend the rest of your time with. I think that's acceptable, right? You know, so don't feel pressured like you need to. There are like you don't have to. If you don't want to get one, you don't want to get one. If you're not ready for one, right? That's another thing. Another big one. Now this is a really big one you got to be careful about, right? Is if you feel like you need one. Now I know. It's like, but like, isn't that like perfect? Because like I need one, right? And now I know it might seem like it, right? Oh, perfect. Oh my fucking god. Well, at least I know what to destroy. Um, and we'd be like, yeah, well, you know, it's perfect because I need one and it could like fix me and like you know having someone there would really help, right? The thing is, and this is something that's very important, a relationship is not a substitute and for like yourself, right? It won't fix you, brother, and it really shouldn't fix you. Like the only person that can fix you is yourself, right? I'm sorry, but if you think that having a woman is somehow gonna fix all your problems in your life, it's not. No. What it's gonna do is gonna put all those problems onto that poor woman. I'm sorry, but that's true. All those problems are gonna go right to your fucking partner, and they're gonna fucking hate you, bro. Or it's gonna turn into like a really toxic thing, right? A relationship is not and should never be, in my personal opinion, a necessity. It is a want. It is an auxiliary. It's like an appetizer to life, you know. Um, it's like a little tasteful dessert, you know. It's supposed to be tasteful, you know. Okay, perfect. There we go. It's supposed to be like a little tasteful thing. You enjoy, right? It's like a little spice of life. It's a spice of life. There it is. The spice. That's the word I was looking for. It's the spice of life, right? Oh my goodness gracious! I do despise these blazes. My fucking god. Anyways, you know, it's a little spice of life. It's a compliment to what you already have. You're supposed to kind of build higher together. They're not meant to be your foundation, and it's a very important thing because number one, it's not gonna work. You're still gonna be the same fucking guy. Like having a woman isn't gonna like magically change you. It's not the secret puzzle piece that you've been missing all your life, right? And it never will be. And I can assure you of that. It will never be. Bitch. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. Oh, it's so embarrassing. That's so. I try to aura farm. That was so embarrassing. Oh my goodness. Cancel my Minecraft career right there. Oh my god. But it, it's it's not gonna fix you. You're still gonna be the same guy, and you're just gonna suffer, and then you're gonna feel more empty. And another thing is, it can also trap you in a very very bad relationship. That's something that you gotta keep in mind of, because if you feel like you need it, right? And it's not just like I want to, or like this is a nice thing, right? Right? Even if it's shit, even if it's like an abusive, I'm talking fucking haymaker combo every day after work, bro. I'm talking bottle of fucking Hennessy on the floor, broken, bro. I'm talking dog shit, right? You're not gonna want to go. I'm not gonna like Hello Kitty girl, fucking scissor knife type shit, right? Fuck! Oh my god, dude. Oh, and of course I did it to nothing. Oh my god. I need a bow, man. I don't have a long range bow. I really should get a bow. Hold on. I got a bunch of shitty bows. Sure. I gotta like make a better. Oh, that's not. That's pretty good. I don't think I think that. But you know, like, it's gonna trap you because if you feel like you need it, if you feel like it is a need, a deep like I need a relationship. I need it now, right? You're gonna get trapped in a really shitty one because even if it's dog shit, you still quote unquote need it. So you're not gonna give it up in fear that you won't get it again, because you're gonna be scared that the breakup's gonna be bad, and then you're not gonna get anything ever like this ever again in your life, right? And that's obviously a horrible mindset. My advice, if you feel like you need a relationship or like a relationship's gonna fix you, is try to like work on yourself first, right? The number one thing is you gotta accept yourself and you gotta love yourself before you ever, you know, go looking for a relationship, right? Because at the end of the day, the only guy that will ever truly know you, that will ever truly love you, is yourself. And if you don't got that kind of self-love and self-acceptance, no relationship on this planet will ever make you fulfill. I don't care if it's romantic, parental, mentorship. You gotta love yourself, man. You gotta you gotta make out sloppy style with yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta bang the shit out of yourself. Anyways, but yeah, no, don't go with that. And then there's like another really bad mindset, which is you just want a relationship for sex. This isn't that common of a mindset. I hope not. I don't really know. But I'm praying that it's not, because it's like probably one of the worst mindsets you could have, right? In a relationship, is you're just in it for sex. Now, I know. It's like, what isn't that the point of a relationship? You know, like the classic, isn't that the point? To have a bitch on my dick? No, it's not. And that's only really going to make you, like, ignoring how much of an asshole you are, right? Oh my god, dude, I am so locked in right now. Oh, come on, piece of shit. Oh my god, dude. I'm locked the fuck in right now. Dude, please. Fuck! Whatever, it's fine. Ignoring how much of an asshole you sound like, right? It's also not going to work well in your favor. Because you're going to get a relationship, they're going to want more than just sex. Alright? Obviously. They're going to want intimacy, they're going to want safety, they're going to talk emotion, money, right? All these sorts of things, right? And, you know, they're going to ask, and they're going to try to get that out of you. You know, they're going to try to have a regular relationship with you, right? But you don't want that. You just want sex. So to you, it's going to be something like they're fucking nagging you. They're going to be like, oh my god, this crazy bitch is nagging me constantly, bro. I can't, bro. When in reality, they're just trying to ask you like the basics of a fucking relationship, right? So you're going to be pissed. They're going to be pissed. And it's just going to be a hell on earth. And then you're going to turn into an incel. A poopy, stinky incel. And nobody really likes. Right? And you're going to blame the woman. Or the guy. Right? I don't. Aren't there women incels? I mean, I think they're called femcels, right? I mean, I've heard the term before. I'm not going to lie. I've heard the term femcel before. But I don't think I've ever, like, seen a femcel, if that makes any sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've heard the term before. I've heard the term before, femcel, right? But I've never seen a femcel or like heard of a femcel. Whoa, big lag spike. Holy. Sorry, I've been a little off track. I'm just like genuinely curious. I've never heard of it. I've heard obviously the fucking term femcel, but it's just like, I don't know. You'd think you'd hear more about it, wouldn't you? Like, oh, these femcels or these things, but I've never seen one. I've never heard of one. I've seen plenty of incel. You know, my cousin's an incel. It's okay. To be fair, he's a fucking Nazi. There's no real way around it. It's okay. This isn't also like he's like slightly Republican or whatever, and they're calling him a Nazi. No, he's like pretty self-admitted, you know. Like, he's not shy about it, you know, which is weird because he's like Asian as shit, you know. He's really fucking Asian, and our family isn't exactly like, our family's not white, you know. By all accounts, we're minorities. So It's just kind of funny, honestly. I don't know. Fucking weird too. Anyways, I'm getting off sidetrack, right? If you just want sex, I'll be honest with you, just go get a prostitute. You know, I'm sure there's male prostitutes. Actually, no, yeah, there was like, isn't that movie like Motherfucker? Sorry, I almost died. Isn't that movie like Magic Mike or some shit? Yeah, there's plenty of male prostitutes out there you can be. You can get one if you're a femcel, right? But like, just get a prostitute. I know it's not exclusive. I know, and sometimes the exclusivity is the thing that people want, which like, you know, I kind of get, right? It's nice to have exclusivity or whatever, right? But I promise you, it's not worth the trouble for both you and your partner. Okay? Get a prostitute, go to OnlyHands, buy yourself some shit from the Bad Dragon or whatever, and you'll be set. All right. All right. Imagine I'm like giving you like a little pat on the back or some shit. I don't know. I'm out of rails. I mean, is this enough railing? I hope so. It is a little far away, so that makes sense. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Dude, so many fucking skeletons, man. Oh my god. Piss off. But, like I was saying, man, if you're into the mindset of any of those, you really shouldn't try looking for romantic relationships. There are other relationships or other things that can fulfill you better, you know, and it's just like a pain. Like, you don't have to, right? I think that's the important thing. There are other ways to get it. There's like, you know, the world's a big place. You can find something, right? But even after doing some self-reflection, right? Even after doing and going through all this introspection, you still want a relationship. Like, you still like, I want a relationship, right? Then we can move on to step 2, which is very important. Yeah, this is gonna sound like counterintuitive. Counterintuitive? What the fuck? Counterintuitive? Are we so serious? Whatever. I don't care. Please let this be enough track. No! Alright, I'm gonna have to go build more tracks. Alright, fuck me. I know it's gonna seem a little counterintuitive, right? But, to look for a relationship, you shouldn't be looking for one at all. Remember, a relationship is an auxiliary. It is a complement. It is a little spice on top, right? And as such, you know, are we so dead ass? Oh, whatever. I'm so close to where I need to be. And as such, you know, you really like. Where is it? Where's my factories? There it is. Okay. Um, you really shouldn't be actively searching for it, and because if you actively search for it, not only is it gonna come off as a little kind of desperate, right? But also, I don't know. I'm just gonna say it. I don't like the modern dating shit of like Tinder and that kind of stuff. That feels weird. To me, like Tinder, Bumble, Humble, Bimble, Bumble, Bingo, whatever the fuck. It feels weird. It feels stupid. Like, I don't think that's how it's meant to be. You know? I mean, if you like it, fair enough. I just think it's a little dumb. Me personally, like, I wouldn't do it. You know? I think it's a little silly, me personally, right? Does this make any sense? No. I just think it's a little dumb. So, if you're not going to be actively looking for one, what do you do? Well, you look for a friend. You're like, what the fuck? Well, why would you look for a friend if I'm looking for a relationship? Well, from my experience, friendships that turn into relationships are usually the ones that last the longest, right? And are usually the best kind of relationships. Because firstly and foremost, right, out of anything, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, partner, husband, wife, fucking marriage guy, you know, schmibblewobble, whatever the fuck, needs to be your friend. If they're not your friend, it ain't gonna end well now, is it? You know, because you're gonna get pissed, they're gonna get pissed, or like they want something that you don't want, and it gets into the whole thing. Like if you have nothing in common with your partner other than you like, that might be too many tracks. That'll be enough. That should be good. All right. If you have nothing in common except you find each other attractive, all right, that's cool. That's gonna like, what are you guys gonna talk about? You know, like genuinely, what the fuck are you gonna talk about? Um, Stocks, the economy, I guess. I don't know. Like if you're just vibing at home, what the fuck are you gonna talk with your girlfriend about? Like, oh, you're so hot. Yeah, yeah, you're really hot too. Like at some point, you kind of run out of nothing to say, right? And it's just kind of quiet. Oh, motherfucker. I don't even know what to do here, man. Like, what is this? Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyways, right? At some point, right? You're gonna run out of things to say, and it's gonna get boring, and it's gonna feel very unfulfilling. You're gonna feel unfulfilled, right? The easiest way to solve this is make sure you have things in common with your partner. Duh. And the easiest way to do that is don't look for a partner. Look for a friend. Because a friend, you obviously are going to have something in common with your friend. And you wouldn't be friends with them if you had nothing in common with them, right? I don't think you would. You know? Like, that'd be kind of weird. Like, why are you... I guess if you're, like, going for the economy route, you know? Like, oh, I'm friends with you because it's a good economic choice and you open a lot of business opportunities. But, you know, it kind of sucks. So, you are looking for a friend first. This also does something really fun because if the relationship, like when you ask them out, and if it doesn't work out, you still have a friend, bro. Like you still. We gotta be shitting me. Is there like a way to like? Okay, This is pissing me off. This is actually pissing me off so much. Oh my goodness. Okay, for context, this is the portal to a cherry forest. And I know you guys saw that. Like, why did it link to this portal? This portal should not be linked to that portal at all. Why? You think this portal is not linked to that portal? If I teleport here, and then I go through this portal, and it fucking ends me up over there, what the fuck are you looking at me for? Where is this gonna end? See? But if I go in again, what? What? I'm not even gonna. I'm not gonna stress about it. You know what? Not my goddamn problem. Not my goddamn problem. Right? But moving on. Like if it doesn't work out, you ask them out and they said no. Well, you still have a fucking friend. You still got a friend. And since you didn't go out within the mindset of I want to be your partner, right? Because that's also another thing. If you go with the mindset of I want to be your partner, right? And you get close to them, and all of a sudden they say no, which means that avenue is no longer available. You're just not gonna have a reason to talk to them anymore because the reason you want to talk to them is gone. They can't be your romantic partner anymore. So you just don't want to, be with them. Like if you can't be with them, why be their friend type shit, right? And that in my opinion makes it feel like a lot of friendships are hollow, right? Because to me, a relationship is just kind of like friendship plus, you know. And such by going into the mindset that I want to be friends with you, not necessarily a partner with you, right? Even if they say no, you can bounce back from that easy. Right? It might be a little awkward for like maybe a couple months, but like a week or so, right? At most a month. But like you guys will bounce back and you guys will be back to being homies. Easy. You won't be like permanently like fucked, being like, no, but I loved you. Right? You won't. Okay. Like you're not gonna be permanently fucked. Is what I mean, right? You'll be fine. And that's important. Well, I want to add some water, man. Ugh. I gotta admit, I haven't ate shit today. I had a fucking Papa John's dip pizza yesterday, and that shit was so ass. It cost me $20 and each one of those sauces sucked except for the fucking garlic butter one. Oh my god, that was awful. Anyways, right? So even if it doesn't work out, You still got a friend, and that's awesome. Because we love friends. I love my friends, man. They're so fucking cool. Like, oh my god, I love my friends. But back on topic. Now, we move on to step three. Once you have acquired the friend, comes the analysis. What I mean, before you go gun ho, right? You gotta ask yourself, do you really want to date this guy? Right? Like, imagine you meet like a really hot chick, right? But as you get to know them, right? They're kind of a slob. They're a little stinky. And you're like, I'm a bit of a germaphobe. You know, I like keeping my dish clean, but I know they're not gonna do like they're not gonna clean, they're not gonna do any of this. And I'm a very much of a germaphobe. I care a lot about my hygiene, right? Like even if they're hot and you vibe with them, well, if you think about like living with them and spending the rest of your life with them, and you think about like, ooh, that kind of sucks. Like that would kind of suck, wouldn't it? Right? Then don't date them. Simple as, right? Because that's something I feel like happens a lot, where like some people jump the gun, right? And they don't really think about what it means to live together, right? Or like exist in the same space. Like people don't think about that, and they get together and they realize, oh my fucking god, you suck to live together. You're a great friend. I don't ever want to live near you though, right? And this isn't something that happens with like relationships. They also have with roommates a lot. Where like, yo, we should be roommates, homie. And then you realize you're both insufferable to live together with, and then it kind of ruins the friendship a bit because you guys, you know, they didn't think it through, and like, it's tragic when it happens. But like, that's why you got to be careful. Like, you need to be careful about that stuff because if not, then you know that shit's obviously gonna happen, and you know if that shit happens, then boo womp, I guess. um, you know, and it's tragic every time that happens because it's always tragic when a friendship or relationship goes awry because of some stuff like that. So you gotta keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Like, you know, don't actively think about it too much, but like just like download it into your head, right? I think that's something very important and you should like focus on a bit, right? Because you know you never know what the person is like. You know, like maybe like outside or some shit. Maybe they could be a bit slobby. You know, whatever. You don't know. And in order to prevent the kind of like trouble and just a general hassle, you got to consider that well. You can't jump the gun. And you know, if you think about it, and like, you're still like, you know what, I would like to spend like the rest of my life with this person, right? You go to the ask. You ask them, hey, I like you a lot, um, and I think it'd be really nice if you could be together. Do you want to try it out? Do you want to like experiment? That's another thing. You want to do a little trial period first. You always want to do a trial period. Why do you want to do a trial period? Well, you want to experiment, right? You want to have like that option of like this. I don't see this working out. I want to get out of here, right? You want to have that option without breaking someone's heart. Like, you know, it's like the classic like 30-day trial of something, right? Like, hey, do you want to try dating for a month and see how it's like? Are we so fucking serious? Okay, right? And it's always important to like go through with that, right? Do a little one-month trial. If it works, you guys can keep doing it. You know, put a little more commitment down it. And if it doesn't work, you guys say, you know what, we tried, didn't work out. You move on, right? That's if she says yes or he says yes, right? Let's say they say no. That dreaded, no, I don't want to, or like, no, I don't think so. And it's a horrible thing. It's horrible. Like, oh my god, jeez, Louise, what am I gonna do? And I'm gonna tell you, no matter what mindset you go with it, no matter if you like think of them primarily as a friend or whatever, rejection fucking hurts. It hurts like a motherfucker. No matter what, it'll always hurt like a motherfucker. Because by its nature, being rejected from anything hurts like a motherfucker. Bro, I tried applying to Harvard, and I got far enough into the interview stage, and they sent me that letter of like I'm sorry, you're not letting in, and I almost wanted to cry. That shit was bad, bro. You know, it was bad. Um, Interesting. Man, nothing good here. Right, a crowbar. That's kind of good. Yeah, there's nothing good there. Sorry, just looking at the shop. And you know, it kind of sucks. Rejection will always hurt your heart. But now here's the important part. You got to take it up in stride. You can't let yourself be hung up on it. I know it sucks. I know it blows like hell. I know your heart's gonna be crying out, right? But you can't focus on it. You can't let it take over your life. Because if you let it take over your life, if you let it consume everything that you are, right? You're gonna be miserable. You're gonna be miserable, and above all, you're gonna be spiteful. You're gonna be like, how dare she reject me? How dare he say no? And it's a fucking mess, right? You are not owed a relationship in the same way, like in the same way that you aren't owed like $1 billion for existing. A relationship, like I'm gonna say over and over again, is an auxiliary, a compliment. And you're not owed it, right? So don't get mad at the person for rejecting. You gotta take it up in stride. It's okay to grieve. Hell, it's okay. Like, hey, can I have like a week break so I can like calm down a bit, right? It's okay to do that. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to go away, but don't blame the person, right? And here's another important part: you gotta move on. You gotta move on. Something that happens, something that I see kind of happens, right? Is they say no or they say maybe or whatever, and it breaks their heart, but the guy doesn't move on, and then they get stuck in the dreaded friend zone. Woo! Now, the friend zone sucks. It really does. But at least, like, there's one good thing about it, and is you got a friend. That's awesome. I love friends, right? That's pretty cool. But if you're rejected and you get put like in your friends, like you're like a brother to me, you're like that to me, right? It sucks, it hurts, but you gotta move on, right? That's your green light, basically. Imagine that not as like a red light, like oh I can't date you, or like no, no, like we won't fit. No, that is your green light to basically be like you can date anyone else. You have. The hell, my phone just rang. Oh my god, did it just shut off? Did I not charge it? Oh my goodness gracious, what time is it? It's only 1 p.m. Jeez. Um, that's like your sign? Okay, that was weird. That's your sign to move on. To look somewhere else, to go find another partner, right? Because, it didn't work out, they don't like you, right? And if they're playing tricks with you, right? If they're like, I don't like you, but I don't want you to date anyone else, yada yada, you don't fuck with that, right? It's a yes or a no question. Let's be real here, right? There is no maybe, maybe not. It's yes or no, right? If it's not, I have a dragonfly since when? Right, whatever. If it's not a yes, then there is no commitment. If it's a maybe or if it's a no, you still have that right to go out and look, and you should. You should go out and look, right? Don't limit yourself. Come on, man. I don't think elephants sound like that. I think elephants sound like that. Um, you know, and that kind of avoids the friend zone, right? Because you are the friend zone, not necessarily because she said you're like a friend to me, and then you keep hanging around her, right? You don't have to hang around them, right? Like if you're in the friend zone, you can go look for other women or like other guys. Like, yeah, I think a girl probably could get friend zone. I don't see why not. Yeah, it's like the femcel shit. I've never seen it happen, but I don't see a reason why it couldn't happen. You know, it's not like a gender exclusive thing. I feel. Yeah, who knows? Um, like you can move on. Like it is in your full right, your full capabilities to just kind of go out and search for something else, right? And quite frankly, you should. You should. And if everything goes well, you'll probably have a nice boyfriend or girlfriend, a nice partner, and it'll be all swell and good. Now, being in a relationship, now that's the part that's really hard to give advice for, right? Because let's say you do this and you successfully get a girlfriend or boyfriend, which by the way, congratulations. You should feel proud. You did it. Yippee! Problem. How do you maintain it? Now that's difficult. And that's very, the thing is about that, it's very dependent on who you are, how you do things. It's dependent on who you are, right? Who are you as a person? What's the relationship like? Like, an advice for one person isn't going to work well for another person. Personally speaking, I mean, just kind of keep doing what you're doing, right? Especially if they were your friend first and you guys vibe the fuck out when you guys were friends. Just kind of keep doing that. Just like occasionally, I guess, fuck. I don't know. Or like hug. Maybe you guys sleep together, but like, I suppose nothing would really change. Really, again, it's a very dependent on dependent situation on what people think, what you think. It's very personal. This one. The one thing that I can tell you that is very universal, no matter what, is you need to communicate well. Because if you don't communicate well, it all goes in the shitter. I'm sorry, but like, if you don't talk things out well, the relationship's going down the shitter. Right? You need to be able to communicate what you want, what you feel, what you're grieving, yada yada. If you can't do that, that relationship isn't going to last very long. Not because like you're bad, but because like secrets are gonna happen. Like, let's say your partner does something that pisses you off, right? You need to bring that up, but like also not in an asshole way, right? You gotta bring it up in a calm, kind of professional manner, personally, at least for me, right? Because if you don't bring it up, right? Because it's like this is something small. It doesn't really matter. It's just like a little pet peeve, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter right now, but what happens after the fucking hundredth time? All of a sudden, you're starting like, oh, not this shit again. Or like, oh my god, this woman. Or like, oh my god, this fucking guy, right? Starts building up, doesn't it? Starts getting in your fucking head. Oh, like, oh my god, they're doing this again, bro. Oh my god. And then that leads to spite. Spite leads to contempt. And you don't want to have contempt for your partner. Trust me. If you have contempt for your partner, it's game over. Like, it is really hard to get back from that. Trust me, it's hard to get back from that. So honestly, just communicate. Just talk about what you want. Talk about it, and above all, treat the other person like a goddamn person, which is surprisingly hard nowadays. Like you wouldn't think that's hard, right? It is. What the are you? There we go. Right? You wouldn't think it's like a hard thing to be like, hey, treat your other person with dignity. Turns out it is, because a lot of people don't do that. Because I don't want to push any fingers, but like there's this weird thing where people like there's like this weird divide I've noticed, right? Whereas like women are fundamentally different from men, which like to some extent I agree, right? But like we're at the end of the day, we're all the same fucking species. We're all monkeys, man. We're all like funny. We're all funny monkeys, right? Like we're still people. Like everyone's still fundamentally a person. You should treat everyone the fucking same, right? Like this advice, like the communication advice, works kind of universally. Like there is no secret to what women want. What women want is the same shit you want, right? Like I want $1 million. I guarantee you, every other woman in the fucking planet wants $1 million fucking dollars, right? Like, you know, I want I want to live a long, happy life, and that's what everyone else wants to do. I don't care if you're a guy, if you're like a Jim Bonics. I don't know what the fuck a Jim Bonics. Why did I say that? What the fuck is a Jim Bonics? Who gives a fuck, right? I don't care if you're a girl, guy, anyone really, right? You want to live a good, long, happy life. And like fundamentally, if you look at it, most fundamental, we're all the fucking same, right? And you gotta treat each other like fundamentally as if they're a person. Like the moment you start treating, That's suspicious. Did he spawn naturally? I don't think zombie horses spawn naturally. Hi. I can't even like ride them. Okay. Do I have like a saddle? I have four saddles. Okay. I can't ride them. Whatever. Anyways, right? Like it's like everyone's fundamentally a person, right? And you gotta treat them like they're a person. And I noticed something. Like I don't know if this is like me, if this is a spot of internet I'm in, but there's like this weird thing where guys, especially like men, will treat women like they're like a fucking different alien species, right? And it's like, well, no shit, you're not getting laid. They're not fucking aliens, man. You're trying to woo fucking Bizarro from fucking Limbo Land up there in the fucking other planet, right? Like, yeah, it's not gonna work. You can't just treat women like they're aliens or like they think differently. Like, yeah, we're animals, right? But like, I get it. Like, the alpha omega shit, right? Sigma. Like, yeah, we're animals, but like, y'all know what the prefrontal cortex does, right? For context, the prefrontal cortex is one of the major organs that separate us from most animals. Like, we have this, and if I remember correctly, I don't think chimpanzees do. One of its main purposes is that it overrides instinct. Yeah, like y'all know humans can like override their instincts, right? Like this looks oddly stereotypical. Um, but like one of the main things about humans is that we can ignore our instincts, like like a hunger strike. You guys have heard of a hunger strike, right? Like I don't know about you, I think personally, eating food is one of like the most basic human instincts of all fucking time, right? And and plenty of people have starved themselves to death in protest. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, I think eating food is a more baser instinct than getting bitches. That's just my opinion. Oh, fossils. I don't need it. I'll keep it in mind though. Like me personally, I think getting bitches is not as important as like eating food. You know, I don't know. I might be a little crazy for saying that, guys. Right? And if we can override our instincts for like eating food, like hunger strikes, I don't want to say easily, but like there's been days where I haven't gone with food because I'm like, I don't want to, or like, it costs money, right? Like there's been days where like I override that, right? If you can do that, you don't think that maybe like the instincts that you think like the female instincts or the male instincts that can also be overridden. You know, like the thing that makes us different from beasts is the fact that we do not listen to instinct, right? What the fuck? What's going on? Sorry, my phone's going like a little wacky right now, right? But like the main difference is we don't listen to instinct. We are, for all intents and purposes, a bit of an evolved creature, right? And that's what makes us fundamentally different. We ignore instinct. These creatures, these animals, even your dog, are ruled by their instincts. We are not. We can ignore them. So why the fuck are we acting like we're fucking tribalistic, fucking not tribalistic, like animalistic. That's the word. Animalistic fucking things that are slaves to their baser instincts of the alpha and the omega, and you gotta beat your Chad, and I was like, no, motherfucker. You know what's the most effective way to get bitches? Unironically, be fucking nice, right? Be a good fucking person, and I don't mean like, I'm such a good person. I opened the door for you and I give me sex. I mean like just be a genuine, honest guy. Like want to help people, not because you want pussy. Because I don't know if you can tell this, right? People can fucking tell. Like when someone's nice to you because they want something, it's pretty fucking obvious. You can tell. I can tell. Like there's sometimes where I'm like, you're doing this because you want something from me, right? And I'm like, no, 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 no. I know. I just want to be nice. I think you're cool. It's like, no, you're doing this because you want something from me. I can tell. It's fucking obvious. It is so obvious to me, right? I don't know if it's just me, but like, whenever I see these guys, or like, I don't know, like these nice guys, TM, right? Like, everyone can tell what the fuck you're doing. You're not subtle, man. You're not being nice because you want to be nice. You're being nice because you want pussy, and you think that giving common human fucking decency somehow gives you the right to get pussy, right? And that's not the case. Obviously, not the case, right? I mean, it's yeah, I'm glad you're doing something nice, but like that doesn't mean you automatically deserve the fucking thing. That's absurd, right? You gotta be nice, not because you want something, just because it's nice to be nice, man. Like fucking Superman, you know, it's a star, man, that type of shit. Just be a nice person, have a genuine, honest, good heart, and try to help the people around you the best you can. Honest to God, that is probably the best advice I will ever give in my fucking life for anything. If you want an honest to God good person in a relationship, if you want just like a person you love, you can adore, you can know all this shit too. Honestly, and I mean this honest to God, right? Just be a good guy. Like, help people, you know, try to be kind to people. What the Oh, there's a fucking creature in my car. Great. Like, just be nice. Be kind. Don't do it because you want something. Don't be a performative nice guy, right? Just genuinely, honest to God, be good. Be kind. When you are kind, people can tell, right? You gotta be kind, and you don't gotta expect anything in return. Nothing but their smile, because that's honestly all you need. I don't know if I'm just like a crazy guy, right? But being nice, being kind is such an amazing feeling, right? Like knowing the fact that somebody, even if it's somebody you don't necessarily like, right, had a better day because of you is an amazing feeling. It is nice. It inspires hope within me, right? And I wish people would do the same because being kind above all else is fucking awesome. And the fact that people don't, they just don't seem to do this, to notice this, to understand this, it's tragic, right? I don't know, I'm getting off topic. Anyways, summary of the video. If you want a girlfriend or boyfriend, get a friend first. Be nice. Love yourself. And you'll be okay. Above all else, you're going to be alright. It's going to be okay. This has been Aurora Talks, and this is my first video. And bye bye.